Hey, welcome to the show. 600 pound strife. Represent. Okay. What we're going to talk about today is motivation and how motivation's actually hard. Okay? Motivation is basically the will to get up and do something. Now, it might seem counterintuitive. I should probably adjust my shot. But being in a rut feels good. Now you think to yourself, well, no, like right now I'm either bigger or I have a bad job or I'm the wrong person or whatever. Well, change is drama. Change is stress. That doesn't feel good. The thought of having a massive change in your life is daunting. You don't want to, right? So just laying there in whatever rut you're laying in, that feels good. Even though the consequences don't feel good, like your health suffers or you're miserable or you want to kill your boss, whatever, it still feels good to be in a rut. Now, I should say it not exactly feels good. It feels more comfortable. Yeah, not good. It doesn't feel good. It's more comfortable to be in a rut because change takes effort. Change is hard. Change is a battle. Like, you have to, like, physical fitness, you have to get up and exercise. You got to, like, diet right. You got to eat the right stuff. You got to pay more attention to stuff. This is all effort. And that's stressful. That's why a lot of people avoid that. Now, another problem with this is that a lot of us will have people in our lives that won't support our changes. Now, I'm one of those people who likes to do. I like to do and create and just always have an idea bubbling around in my head of something I can do to make things a little bit better, right? Now, you'll find in life that you're surrounded by people that are like, oh, well, you can't do that, or nobody's done that before, so it probably won't work. This all boils down to they're in their own little ruts and it's comfortable. And when they see you trying to change something, it makes them feel bad about their rut. People don't like change. They don't like to see other people change either because it means that they should probably be changing. So they'll poo-poo your ideas or they'll come up with excuses like, oh, that low-carb stuff, you're all going to just fall over and die like that Atkins guy. He was like a 78-year-old man. That's what happens to a 78-year-old man. But seriously, you have to work past that. It's the old adage, no pain, no gain. It's true. You can't succeed without that initial motivation. And motivation is change. Motivation is pain. It's traumatic. But it's the results that you need to get to. Like, I'm going to tell you, the first thing I started doing when I decided to change the way I was going through a pretty bad depression, whatever. And I'd lay in bed, and the only time I'd get up would be to cook supper, cook meals, and care for my grandmother. That was pretty much it. I'd just lay there and be depressed, try to fast forward my life, and lay in bed. Well, the first thing I did is I made it a point to get up in the morning. Even if I didn't have anything to do, anywhere to go, even if everybody else was asleep, because everybody's sleep schedules were all screwy. I made it a point to, okay, I get up in the morning, make the bed, get dressed, spend the rest of the day up until about 9 o'clock out of my bed. I'm sitting on my bed now, but that's just because it's a quiet room and everybody else is in their house. Anyway, but I make it a point that the bed is not like TV land, it's not computer land, it's not like lay in bed with the laptop land anymore. It's a matter of get up, get out of the bed, go in the house somewhere else, sit up. Oh, that's another thing. When you're larger and you spend a lot of time horizontal, it'll actually impact how long you can sit and stand and stuff. You lose sort of a core strength that keeps you upright. So if you don't get up, you won't be able to get up. This is actually not a proverb, a saying that my grandfather had, that the more you lay down, the less you can lay down. He was very, very strong-willed. Like, he was in the Korean War, and he was actually horribly injured. And he saw a lot of people dying around him, and they just sort of lay down and die at a certain point. And he flat out... Well, it goes back to his mother. His mother was in a wheelchair, and she didn't stop at all, right? But he decided that basically he had to get up. He had to get out of that hospital bed over in Korea or China or wherever he was at that point. No, it would have been China. Seoul? I forget. Where did they evacuate? If you know in the comment section, tell me where they would have evacuated wounded Koreans. No, he was Canadian, but wounded Canadian soldiers. I think it was Seoul. I gotta watch MASH. Anyway, he decided that he had to get up and push himself. Now, I'm a dunderhead because it took me this long to actually get that lesson. But I think I finally understand what he meant. That if you don't get up and actively try to change things, if you just sit around and say, oh, well, I'm a nice guy, I deserve this. You don't deserve anything. The only things that you deserve are the things that you go out there and take. You have to get up and you have to take it. Like, you can't sit there and lament about your life and say, oh, I'm a great person and I take care of everybody and I'm a good father and this, that, and the other thing. But you're just sitting there lamenting that you should have all these things because you don't deserve it. Doesn't matter how nice you are. Like, I'm trying to think of an analogy. Let's say you're in a nuclear power plant, right? And the place is all red lights blinking all over the place, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And you scream, and somebody like rushes in, and they're like, okay, yeah, I'll help it out. I'll fix this. I'll fix everything, right? And you're like, oh, you're a nuclear technician? They're like, no, I'm just a really nice guy. You should, like, hang out with me for a few. I gotta get better lights. I got these little lights. Anyway, so you should hang out with me for a bit. I'm a great conversationalist. I have a big heart, and everybody loves me. Yeah, but how does that help you in the nuclear power plant? Did you go to school to be a nuclear technician? No. Did you put the work in to do this? No. See, life won't just hand you stuff. Like, you have to work at it. You have to suffer through step 1, step 2, step 3 before you can get to what you want. Just think of, like, everything in the world is like on a high shelf. But you have to build the steps to get to the high shelf. So building the steps is actually annoying. It's painful. It's just stressful. But you really want those cookies in that. Well, I shouldn't use cookies as the metaphor, but we all like cookies. That's why we're big. We like cookies. But what I'm saying is you have to put in the work. You have to make the effort to be motivated. Motivation isn't just something that strikes like lightning either. It just has to be, okay, this is like, okay, yesterday I wasn't feeling well. I woke up in the morning and I was laying there. I was like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. I turned over and I'm like, I don't want to get up. I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. I sat on the edge of the bed. I'm like, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. I made the bed and I'm like, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. I just don't want to get up. Not happening. Then I put my shoes on, and I'm like, okay, I got pants, shoes, bed's made. I'm still not getting up. I'm going to sleep. Then I was out, and I cooked breakfast for the kids. No, I'm not getting up. No. In my mind, it's just, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. But I still put one foot in front of the other, and I faked it. In my mind, I was sound asleep. But no. My little feet were shuffling like a zombie, but I got up. And that's what you have to do. You have to push past that thing in the back of your head that's trying to get you to lay in the rut. It's comfortable. It's not change. But change is painful and stressful. But it's good. Comfort's not always good. I know that's counterintuitive, but if you want to lay in that rut and not change, what can I say? But if you want to actually actively change your life, you have to put in that pain and effort. eating low carb that's a good step. It's a lot less painful than like surgery, and it's a lot less painful than dramatic diets and crazy shit that doesn't work. But it's a step. And you can't be tripping yourself up. You have to stay. I'm not awake. I'm not awake. I'm not awake. I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed. You can think that. You can complain. Just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. That's all. No matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how stressful it is, no matter how big of a change it is, remember that the rut is comfortable. Laying in the mud on the side of the road is comfortable. But it doesn't get you anywhere. You have to get up, you have to put your shoes on, and you have to walk. There's nowhere I can tell you. That's motivation. It's a pain in the ass. But it's important. Okay. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, leave a comment section below. I have any questions, any comments. I am dying to hear it, even if you think I sound weird or I need a haircut, which I do. You just comment. And if you have any suggestions about lighting, I've watched YouTube videos, but I don't want to spend like $1 million on lights because I don't have $1 million. I don't have any money. But I'm trying, like, without laying back, because it leaves the shadows all down here. So yeah, so like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm going to be putting a few cooking videos on. I got this really nice broccoli chicken stir fry thing. Really tasty. I had that last night. It's got a bit of honey in it, but you know. Okay, well, peace out. Have a great day.